Behavioral scientist Alison Fragile provides actionable strategies to excel in the workplace and navigate office politics in Likeable Badass. Her target audience is women, but she emphasizes that her playbook can benefit anyone. Many challenges women face boil down to how others perceive them. Fragile offers tools for shaping these perceptions and building a reputation of both warmth and assertiveness. When you are known as a likable badass, you will be respected and valued in your professional life. Power and status. Women encounter two primary disadvantages: lack of power and lack of status. Power refers to control over resources such as money and authority, areas where women often fall behind men. Status is about how others perceive you. It's about respect and admiration. Women are frequently interrupted and undervalued, even in the U.S. Supreme Court. Power and status are fundamental human needs. While efforts have been made to increase women's power, status has often been overlooked. Research indicates that power is awarded based on status. Women struggle to gain power because they have lower status. Studies on negotiation reveal that women ask for raises as often as men but are less successful. This is due to status problems. Their contributions are undervalued. Changing how others perceive you can make it easier to achieve your goals. Managing status involves being seen as both assertive and warm. Status exists in the minds of others, so managing it is akin to selling a product. Women will face resistance, but with enough strategies, they can succeed. Likeable badasses are women who have found authentic ways to gain respect and power. Status is based on perception, so acting intentionally can maximize credit for your achievements. Winning the status game requires understanding the rules, mastering the plays, and coaching others. Practice is key to improving skills, just like athletes. Find ways to manage your status that are enjoyable and effective, making it possible to show up as a likable badass. Status is influenced by many factors, and managing it is a fact of life. This guide is written for women but can benefit anyone. Allies are welcome, as many men care about women's experiences and want to help. Understanding the game. A likable badass is a term rooted in psychology, focusing on how people judge others. Based on two dimensions: warm, cold, and assertive, submissive. Warm, cold assesses social functioning, which is how well someone gets along with others. Warm individuals are seen as caring and cooperative, while cold individuals are perceived as impolite and uncooperative. Assertive, submissive badass evaluates task functioning, or how capable someone is at completing tasks. Assertive people are viewed as competent and ambitious, whereas submissive people are seen as timid and unproductive. These dimensions form a 360-degree space known in psychology as the interpersonal circumplex, divided into 4 quadrants: hostile strength, cold and assertive; hostile weakness, cold and submissive; friendly weakness, warm and submissive; and friendly strength, warm and assertive. Friendly strength is the likable badass territory, where individuals are both capable and caring. Status is awarded to those perceived as assertive and warm. Gender, age, and race can influence status due to cultural biases, but behaviors signaling assertiveness and warmth have a greater impact. Task cues, such as speech rate, eye contact, and humor, indicate a person's capability and warmth, affecting their status. For example, faster speech and quick responses convey confidence, while eye contact signals both assertiveness and warmth. Choosing a seat at the head of the table shows confidence, and humor boosts status by signaling assertiveness and creating positive emotions. Offering help demonstrates both capability and care. Everyone can find ways to signal assertiveness and warmth that suit them. Whether through subtle behaviors or more significant actions, showing up as a likable badass is the best way to gain status. Each person can find their unique approach to being both assertive and warm. Being a likable badass is achievable, but women often find it hard to be seen as both capable and caring. The interpersonal circumplex explains this challenge. High status is linked to perceptions of assertiveness and warmth. High-status individuals are assumed to be likable badasses, while low-status people are judged based on their power. This explains why women often feel they must choose between assertiveness and warmth. Initial judgments of assertiveness and warmth fill in missing details about a person. In a study, participants judged an individual named L based on their status and power. High status L was seen as a likable badass, while low status, low power L was seen as warm and submissive. Low status, high power L was seen as cold and assertive. Confirmation bias reinforces these initial judgments. For example, a man's assertive behavior might be seen as justified, while a woman's similar behavior might be seen as aggressive. This bias explains why women often get different reactions for the same behavior as men. High-status men have a more favorable default reputation, while women are seen as either sweet and submissive or dominant and bitchy. Career roadblocks. Women advancing in their careers often face more mistreatment. For example, research shows female professors receive lower ratings as they aged, unlike their male counterparts. This is because they gained power but not status, leading to perceptions of assertiveness and coldness. This pattern is seen in other fields, with senior women facing more incivility. Annie Duke's experience shows the effects of status. As a successful poker player, she was disliked by her peers, but respected by fans and corporate leaders. This difference in status explains the varying reactions she received. To be a likable badass, women should avoid compensatory impression management, where they downplay one trait to highlight another. Instead, they should add traits as needed. For example, a woman with a direct communication style should find ways to signal warmth instead of downplaying assertiveness. Solving others' problems is a reliable way to be seen as both assertive and warm. Kate, a mid-level employee, gained significant power at her company by being proactive, helpful, and focused on adding value to senior leaders. She went beyond her job description, assisting with tasks like creating PowerPoint presentations for executives, which led to greater visibility and respect. Her approach helped her rise quickly in the organization. Kate's quick action was crucial for her success. The longer people think of you a certain way, the harder it is to change their minds. Kate, a new employee, was barely noticed by her senior colleagues until she solved a problem, earning her the likable badass label. Building a reputation is easier than fixing one. Many talented women wait until they have a bad reputation to act, making it harder to change. Victoria Pelletier, a successful executive, had to change her reputation. At 24, she became a cool but felt insecure due to her lack of experience. She hid her emotions and adopted a tough style, earning the nickname Iron Maiden. Realizing this was harmful, she decided to show more warmth while maintaining her ambition. Simple changes like allowing chit-chat in meetings helped her turn her reputation around, but it took time and effort. Eventually, she found it easier to build a new reputation in a new organization. Identify your strengths and work on weaker dimensions. For example, if you're naturally warm, try to be more assertive in meetings. If you're assertive, show more warmth through friendly gestures. Also, eliminate counterproductive behaviors like interrupting or poor eye contact. Managing status authentically. Managing status is like exercising. It needs to be a daily habit. Felicia Carty, after a long retail career, struggled to reconnect with old colleagues for help in her job search. She hadn't maintained her status with people who valued her. Building status is easiest when you don't need anything from others. Always build your status broadly to have support when needed. Imposter syndrome is feeling like a fraud despite success, and it's common. It stems from the gap between achievements and aspirations. Setting high goals can lead to feeling like an imposter, but it's a sign of ambition, not inadequacy. Accepting imposter syndrome as a byproduct of high aspirations can help you take action to ensure others respect you. For many women, influencing perceptions feels inauthentic, but status is about being respected and valued, not chasing recognition. Managing status means having contributions appreciated, not seeking the spotlight. Office politics, often seen as manipulative, is just managing work relationships for influence. Saying, "I don't play office politics," usually means avoiding negative tactics. A bit of status strategy can be beneficial and authentic. Psychologist Bob Cialdini's metaphor of bunglers, smugglers, and sleuths explains this well. Bunglers fail at influence, smugglers use unethical tactics, and sleuths are both effective and honorable. Felicia regretted not maintaining relationships with colleagues, feeling it would be smuggling to reconnect just for favors. However, genuine relationships built on mutual respect and reciprocity are strategic and authentic. Caring for these relationships is sleuthing, not smuggling. Sleuthing varies by context. If advice feels like smuggling, don't follow it. For example, Alison Fragile feels fine asking for recommendation letters, but not award nominations. This isn't about being more ethical. It's about personal comfort with tactics. Managing status shouldn't take much of your time. It's about doing things differently or eliminating ineffective behaviors. Ditch limiting mindsets to see yourself as worthy of status. Control your thoughts by becoming aware of your narrative, seeking advice from likable badasses, and acting despite fear. Build status before you need it by increasing respect from key individuals. Master the plays. Tell your story. People know you by how you present yourself. Early in her career, Fragile learned this at McKinsey & Company. She worked with a colleague, M, who was praised but was neither competent nor kind. M self-promoted, creating a false positive image. This taught Fragile the importance of self-promotion. Meghana Dihar, after her MBA from Harvard, faced a similar situation at Instagram. Her manager advised her to observe a peer, Walt, who shared his accomplishments widely. Meghana started promoting her team's work and was soon rated highly and promoted. She realized that self-promotion was crucial and later adapted her strategy at Snap Inc., using newsletters and meetings to share her story. Politician Stacey Abrams, in an interview, showed how to tell a strong story. When asked if she aspired to be president, she confidently said yes and highlighted her responsibility as a role model. This balanced assertiveness and warmth, making her a likable badass. To tell a strong story, avoid hiding successes or advertising failures. Instead, share accomplishments and add a statement focused on benefiting others. For example, in a team meeting, say, "We should finalize the sale to customer X next week. I'm very excited because we're on track to hit our division's annual sales goal for the year." More than 80% of adults hide successes like promotions or awards. This is done to avoid seeming boastful and making others feel inferior, but it can harm relationships and status when the truth comes out. Instead, sharing successes openly boosts both assertiveness and warmth. Humble bragging or masking achievements with complaints is also widespread but backfires by making people seem insincere. A straightforward brag, possibly with a humorous twist, is more effective. Rejecting compliments or gratitude is another common behavior, with 70–95% of people deflecting praise. This is often due to discomfort or fear of appearing boastful, but it can damage both warmth and assertiveness. Simply accepting compliments with "thank you" is better. Self-deprecation, used to be funny or to manage others' feelings, can also backfire. It reduces perceived intelligence and attractiveness and doesn't increase warmth or assertiveness. Avoid putting yourself down. Unnecessary apologies, especially for minor or imagined faults, are more common among women and can harm assertiveness. Replacing apologies with phrases like "thank you for your patience" is more effective. Reducing apologies can also boost self-esteem and a sense of power. These behaviors are often habits, done without thinking. Conducting a storytelling audit can help you become aware of them. Track your interactions for a week, noting successes and bad habits. This helps identify opportunities to tell a stronger story, showing both assertiveness and warmth. Mentioning prestigious education or achievements can signal competence, while adding personal details or humor can convey warmth. Reducing unnecessary apologies, especially in professional settings, can also help maintain assertiveness. By becoming more deliberate in storytelling, you can present yourself as both assertive and warm. Self-promotion shouldn't be feared. M's success in self-promotion puzzled Fragile for years. His lack of humility should have hurt his warmth, but it didn't. People didn't pay much attention to him, so they remembered the message but not the messenger. Studies showed that people often forget the source of information. When distracted, they remember the message M is excelling but forget who said it. This makes self-promotion effective with busy people, as they remember the success but not the boastfulness. Automate self-promotion with out-of-office emails. Rachel Sheeran, a keynote speaker, uses this strategy effectively. Her automatic replies showcase that she is confident and in demand, signaling assertiveness and warmth. Promote yourself through email by combining self-promotion with praise for others. This strategy conveys both assertiveness and warmth. For example, after moderating a successful panel, Fragile informed her dean, highlighting the contributions of the alumni involved. Outsource self-promotion tasks like writing resumes. Robin Story, founder of Storyline Resumes, helps clients craft their stories. Enlisting a partner can transform how accomplishments are presented, making them more impactful. Practice responses to common questions. Stacey Abrams' well-crafted responses appear spontaneous. Prepare answers that highlight assertiveness and warmth. For example, when asked, "How are you?" instead of saying "fine" or "busy," say something positive or noteworthy like "great. Heading to California tomorrow to present to our board of directors." Other promoters. Imagine being at a dinner party where someone mentions a person named Stacy Mitchell. Responses vary from "Who's Stacy Mitchell?" to "OMG, love Stacy, she's a rock star." What you want is that positive response. This is the goal, to become a household name in the best way possible. Ambitious goals drive better performance, so aim high. Your story is valuable only if people hear, believe, and repeat it. These people are your other promoters who build your status when you're not around. Other promoters are effective because they are seen as credible. They eliminate any possible warmth penalty from self-promotion. Research by Adam Grant, a Wharton professor, and Fragile shows that job applicants gain more status when promoted by others rather than themselves. Self-promotion is necessary but not enough. You need other promoters to amplify your story. There are more than 8 billion people in the world, and you can't reach them all directly. But if you build your reputation with a few thousand people who then promote you to others, your status grows exponentially. To have more other promoters, you need people to know who you are, see you as a likable badass, and be motivated to share this news. The first step is making sure people have heard of you. British anthropologist Robin Dunbar suggested that the average person can maintain about 150 social relationships. However, other promoters don't have to be friends. They just need to know about you. Mere exposure increases likability. The more people see or hear your name, the more they like you. This applies to songs, objects, and even people. To maximize mere exposure, get your name and face out there. Introduce yourself with your full name, use email signatures, include your name in file names, and use social media intentionally. The more connections you have, the more people remember you when you post or comment. Be uniquely you. Peloton head instructor and vice president of fitness programming Robin Arzon, during her first ultramarathon, stood out with gold jewelry, black eyeliner, red lipstick, and a fanny pack for her Nikon camera. Despite not being an elite runner, she embraced her authentic self, which she never regretted. Robin advises leveraging your differences and staying weird. No one remembers normal. Mere exposure helps people remember you, but they also need to see you as likable and competent. A useful way to grow your network of supporters is through small, low-effort gestures or small deposits. Small deposits, like offering a token of goodwill, can build relationships. For example, a survey with $1 attached had a higher response rate than one promising $50. Reciprocity makes people more willing to promote you if they feel they owe you. Claire Hart, CEO at Williams-Lee, shared a list of 20 ways to say no with women in her network. This became a valuable small deposit. Writing advice down and sharing it efficiently can help more people. Magana Dihar, during COVID-19, pitched an idea to interview her boss in a virtual meeting, gaining visibility and recognition. Small deposits can be valuable for building relationships. Choose them carefully to boost perceptions of warmth and assertiveness. Giving advice, assuming it's welcome, is a great tool. For example, offering childcare hiring tips can turn acquaintances into potential promoters. To develop small deposit rules, think of things you enjoy doing for others. Make contributions more time-efficient and assertive. Commenting on social media posts or bringing a signature make dish to gatherings can showcase your skills and you memorable. Once people know who you are and see you as a likable badass, the next step is motivating them to promote you. Small deposits can cultivate other promoters. To increase the chances of others promoting you, promote them first. Spread the word about likable badasses, especially women, people of color, and other excluded groups. Send group emails and give public thank yous or social media shout-outs. Promoting others is a small deposit that's often reciprocated. If you sing someone's praises today, they're likely to do the same for you tomorrow. Another step is to ask people to promote you. Negotiation isn't just about money. It's a tool to get others to do what you want. For example, before a meeting, text a colleague to mention your great work. People are willing to promote you but need a nudge. Building an army of other promoters has 3 steps. First, get people to know who you are. Second, make them see you as a likable badass. Third, get them to promote you. One effective strategy is the email introduction. After meeting someone new, offer to introduce them to 2 people in your network. Make these introductions by email within 24 hours, ensuring they are beneficial to both parties and complementary. Email introductions keep you top of mind, show your value, and increase the likelihood of reciprocation. Cultivate a daily connection habit by reaching out to 1 person each day. Identify areas where people seek your advice and share your tips on social media. Use these strategies to build an army of other promoters who will talk about what a likable badass you are. Self-advocacy. Catherine Valentine ruined her career quickly. While completing her MBA, she had an impressive resume, having consulted for McKinsey and boosted Lilly Pulitzer's revenues. She chose a summer internship at a Fortune 50 company. Catherine found her boss insufferable and decided she needed a new boss to advocate for her. She finished her project quickly and asked to be moved to another team. The intern coordinator criticized her, saying she wasn't a culture fit. Catherine was terminated and escorted out by security per company policy. Women often fear advocating for themselves due to potential backlash. Stories like Catherine's amplify these fears. Decisions involving assertiveness and warmth can provoke anxiety. Advocating for yourself can build status, but it's essential to balance assertiveness with warmth. Assertiveness changes how others behave, often leading to submissive responses. Research shows that people enjoy relationships with complementary assertiveness and submission. In a study, participants responded to assertive or submissive actors. Assertive actors made participants more submissive and vice versa. Complementary relationships were more enjoyable. Advocating for yourself is crucial. Otherwise, others may see you as submissive and take advantage. Over time, assertiveness makes self-advocacy easier as people alter their behavior. Catherine's assertiveness with the intern coordinator didn't yield the desired outcome, but being submissive wouldn't have helped either. Women aren't penalized for assertiveness, but for lacking warmth. Combining assertiveness with warmth creates the best conditions for self-advocacy. People will likely respond with submission and warmth, increasing the chances of getting what you want. To advocate effectively, start early, meet face-to-face, and use warmth. Delaying conversations can create problems. Face-to-face or video calls convey warmth better than emails. Before discussing business, use small talk to show warmth. Use humor, gratitude, compliments, or smiles. Highlighting similarities is a quick way to build warmth. People like those who are like them, even if the similarity is trivial. Greg Northcraft, a senior leader, used golf to connect with others. He would find common interests to make friends, which made it easier to get what he needed.
In negotiations, making the first offer usually results in a better deal. The first offer shapes the other party's idea of a good deal. For example, if a recruiter offers a $50,000 salary first, the candidate will likely lower expectations and make a counteroffer closer to $50,000 than their ideal $100,000. Presenting 3 solutions or options can also be effective. Adam Grant manages his calendar by offering 3 available times for meetings, which helps him group similar activities together. This approach maintains the first mover advantage and preserves warmth. People like having choices and feel positively about those who give them options. When asking for a raise, identify 3 different ways to contribute to the organization. This makes the request seem more collaborative and less demanding. Always consider what the other person wants. Offering something they value can help you get what you want while maintaining warmth. Catherine realized she should have focused on how her request would benefit the intern coordinator. By helping the coordinator look good, she might have achieved her goal. People often don't see the value in your ideas unless you point it out. Highlighting benefits shows you care about their well-being, conveying warmth. Even canceling dinner can be reframed as caring if you explain you're too tired to be present and offer to reschedule. Sometimes it's better to have someone else make requests for you. Ask yourself,
Who is most likely to get this person to do what I want? And use an agent if needed. Fear of rejection often stops people from asking for what they want. The collecting nos exercise helps push boundaries. For this exercise, you make requests until 10 people say no. You'll find that people are more willing to help than expected, and no isn't as bad as you imagine. Catherine's story shows the power of self-advocacy. After a failed internship, she researched negotiation strategies and eventually started a company helping women negotiate better. Her success came from leveraging her knowledge and helping others. Strike up conversations with strangers, be an agent for someone, and make a scary ask. These actions build confidence and help achieve goals. Using status. Fragile's grandmother Marge, a master at building relationships, used her status to get things done, showing the importance of leveraging goodwill. She built strong relationships everywhere she went, turning strangers into friends through small gestures. Marge wasn't shy about asking for favors, and people were always willing to help her. As a political activist, she got others involved in causes she cared about, especially during election seasons. Her reputation was so strong that people would show up to work the phones simply because she told them to. This cycle of building and using status continued throughout her life. At her funeral, the large attendance showed how much she was admired. Making choices that risk our status is tough. Advocating for ourselves feels uncomfortable because we fear losing warmth. However, as seen in Grandma Marge's story, it's possible to get what you want without losing status. Confirmation bias means people will continue to see you as a likable badass, even if you occasionally act differently. Samantha, a senior leader, faced a dilemma when her boss, Matt, lied to clients to boost his status at her expense. She stayed silent, fearing a loss of status either way. This situation haunted her, making her question her decision. When faced with choices that risk status, two instinctive responses are problematic: choosing the safest option or reacting impulsively. Both can lead to regret. Instead, use long-term priorities to guide decisions. People often struggle to account for the future when making choices today. Knowing your future self's preferences helps you make better decisions now. To clarify long-term priorities, imagine your retirement party. Identify the top 3 contributions and characteristics you want people to mention. This exercise helps eliminate status hoarding. For example, Victoria Pelladia rebranded herself as a likable badass by choosing key pillars of her personal brand. She spoke up against injustice, knowing it might cost her status with some, but aligned with her value of advocacy. Clarifying contributions and characteristics also helps you decide when not to speak up. Disagreeing with purpose is valuable. Before disagreeing, consider if it moves you closer to your goals. If not, save your status for another day. This discipline helps maintain warmth and assertiveness effectively. After your imaginary retirement party, envision yourself sitting in a rocking chair on your front porch. Imagine your life in detail: who is with you, who visits, and where the chair is located. Consider what you are doing and thinking about. This exercise originated from a conversation with Fragile's friend and colleague Mabel Miguel, who used it to decide on having children. Visualizing her future, Mabel saw herself surrounded by family, which clarified her decision. This exercise can also help with professional decisions. Samantha used it to decide whether to address Matt's insult. Her goal was financial security to support herself and her parents. She also aimed to switch careers before retirement. Preserving her relationship with Matt aligned with her future vision. For decisions impacting family, envisioning the future helps. Coaching others. Fragile arrived at Stanford in July 1999, 3 months before her classmates. Her advisor Maggie Neal told her to start early. Fragile expected to dive into research with Maggie, but Maggie was busy as an associate dean and wouldn't be free until the end of the summer. Instead, Maggie gave her a task: knock on every professor's door and offer help with their research without expecting anything in return. This led to valuable research collaborations and connections with influential faculty. Maggie's guidance emphasized gaining first-hand research experience and building status with powerful people. Her advice shaped Fragile's criteria for choosing activities: contribution, joy, and networking. Unlike typical advice to focus solely on research, Maggie believed in reciprocity and analyzing requests for time based on potential benefits. Fragile, influenced by Maggie, began mentoring others and sharing the lessons she learned. Mentoring is crucial for continuous improvement. Women often receive less mentoring, impacting their career advancement. Formal mentoring programs can significantly boost representation of underrepresented groups. Effective mentorship like Maggie's provides valuable career advice and teaches us how to build a likable badass reputation. Felicia Carty and Catherine Valentine benefited from mentors teaching them to balance assertiveness with warmth, leading to successful career transitions and strong professional networks. A LinkedIn survey of nearly 1,000 professional women found that about 20% never had a mentor, and 52% of the mentor-less women reported it was because they never encountered someone appropriate. This notion is preposterous. People often have an unrealistic idea of mentorship, thinking they need one person to teach them everything. Instead, consider fractional mentorship, where multiple mentors provide some guidance. This approach lowers the stakes and makes finding mentors easier. Felicia realized during her job search that anyone who knows more than you can be a mentor. She had more than 40 coffee chats with people she met on LinkedIn and learned something from each conversation. Fractional mentorship offers better guidance by allowing you to select mentors for specific skills. Sometimes a likable badass cheerleader is needed. Robin Arzon inspires Fragile with mantras like, "You can turn up the volume on your inner critic or turn up the volume on your inner bad bitch." Having multiple mentors meets more development needs. Leadership coach and speaker Lisa Barrington identifies 8 types of mentors. Someone in your field, someone who has been in your circumstance, a cheerleader, a critic, a leader in your growth area, someone older, someone younger, and someone who can introduce you to others. Any or all of them can help you. Take stock of your current mentors and identify gaps. Look for mentors who can provide missing guidance. Be specific and respectful when reaching out for advice. Robin advises being specific and offering value in return. Mentoring others is also important. It builds your likable badass reputation and forces you to become self-aware. Mentoring improves your skills and confidence. It's fun and inspiring, reminding you of what's possible in your own life. Start mentoring now. Don't worry about knowing everything. Just be an expert in something. Even young people can be mentors in areas like technology. Make a list of your skills, both professional and personal, and use this as your starting point. Finding people to mentor requires effort. Invite people to coffee, praise them, and ask about their lives. Offer assistance casually and see if they respond. Always end with an offer for future help and ask for their advice too. Reciprocity encourages ongoing mentorship. Be honest about your struggles. Sharing failures and anxieties helps mentors understand where you need to grow. It also makes you a better mentor, showing others that everyone has ups and downs. Before sharing self-deprecating thoughts, ask whether it will help you learn or teach. If yes, share. If no, tell a positive story instead. You can mentor broadly or deeply. Deep mentorship involves a large investment in a few people, offering guidance on many topics. Broad mentorship means offering a little help to many people. Find your niche by identifying common topics people seek your advice on. You can use social media to mentor broadly by posting experiences and advice. Mentorship changes lives. Everyone should be a mentor and have mentors. Embrace the pain of practice. It's natural to feel inept as you improve. Focus on 1 or 2 critical improvements at a time. Play the long game by being as assertive and warm as possible. Keep showing up as a likable badass, and you'll win more often than not.